And good evening. It is time once again for the recap from Mercury, a live stream Podma thing with
Yay,
me.
Podma things.
Yeah, with me, Scott, uh, the guy that
With
writes
me,
the
Scott.
recaps,
With me,
and
Scott. You are Scott.
yeah, and Jeff, the guy who actually hosts this. How's
Who's
everything?
Jeff? Who's Jeff? I don't know who Jeff is.
Yeah.
I'm Jabman025.
Oh dear, right, right.
That's all right. It's the worst kept secret on the internet. Anyway.
Yep. So, uh, order of business, first thing. The audio version is live. It's out there. We are getting added to podcatchers all the time as we speak. We're already live on Apple and Spotify. We're waiting on Google. I think we're cool on Amazon now. Uh, Leave a note in the description if there's an app you need me to put that on too. I can help with that. Otherwise, so subscribe there and leave ratings and reviews and do all that stuff. Cool stuff. Um,
Give us the thumbs ups and the stars and all the good things. We like those.
yes, all of those. Or download it twice. Just download it twice. That's
Make
another
15
good way.
accounts and download them all.
Yep. Great way to do it. Jeff, do you want to start with the controversies or just get into the episode?
Let's hit the controversies at the end because I'd rather deal with the good stuff first than deal with the pain later.
All right. So, the good stuff is that uh, we are talking about episode 1, the real episode run of uh, Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam, the Witch from Mercury. Ugh, bit of a long
We're off to a
day.
great
Great
Scott.
start.
Do you need your drink? Is your drink there?
It's fine. All right, so
Okay.
this episode is directed by Rio Ando, who is a bit younger, but you might remember him from Food Wars, from Divers Re-Rise, one episode of SD Gundam World Heroes, uh, 86, the new hotness in real robot shows, and Gate, that show the JSDF funded. Also, we have written by Ichiro Okuchi, who wrote the last episode, and notably the novelization of Revolutionary Girl Utena. That might matter in a minute.
Mm,
Maybe just a
only
little.
it's only the thing that every single reviewer has pointed out. Yes,
It,
this is very similar to that. Okay, we get it.
there's
Moving
like
on.
3 points that are really key.
Right.
Really key. Them pointing it out maybe wrecked it a little for me, but I was happy in that they missed the point. Uh, but we are introduced at the start of that episode to Eri, now 10 years older, under the name Suletta Mercury, a disguise I don't think she can keep up unless she starts wearing sunglasses. Right? Right? She is on
No,
her way to the first day of space school when she suddenly notices someone in a spacesuit drifting in hard vacuum with no propulsion, and she rescues them and gets yelled at for it.
how dare she?
How dare you help a person in deep space?
And the
Uh,
person who yells at her, the person she saved.
yep. So this is Mjorin Rembrandt, daughter of Dallas Rembrandt, the bad guy from the prologue. You remember him. Uh, she gets rescued. They go to school. We're introduced to the vague outline of this private school thing, this whole setup. And um, from there, we are introduced to Gul Turk, who is the loudest, best fightingest guy. Totally not. Who is the oldest son of Jeturk Heavy Machinery, one of the three families that kind of runs everything in space, probably. Uh, we
Not
kind of had a
one,
little
not
bit.
two, not three. Not one, not two, but three Anaheim Electronics. Because,
Three
yeah, we needed
Anaheims.
more of those.
I Three's a good number. Three's a good number. So there's some shenanigans. We see a board meeting where what I think might have been the fourth family gets cut off from the purse to go bankrupt and presumably die. I don't know. And then we jump back to a greenhouse where Miorian is managing plants and Guel decides to abuse his fiance. We find out that they are affianced, and Suletta says, "Hey, don't abuse your fiance." And he responds by challenging her to a duel. A totally adult, rational thing to do.
Okay, I've been holding this in all day. Duel! Sorry.
Yep. Uh, we then jump to duel prep. Uh, Turns out that somehow Miorin has hijacked the Gundam aerial. Not clear how that. Well, they show that she stole her cell phone, and that's the key. So
But she still can't use the damn thing.
yeah, she's not that good at mobile suit piloting, but there we go. She tries for a bit. She falls down. Then Suletta jumps in, says, "Hey, no, I actually want to fight this duel for you because I want to help people." And she just wrecks the guy. She toasts him. Completely toast. And that's kind of the episode. Except that Jeturk was gonna assassinate Delling, and then he pulls the plug on it last minute because his son lost the duel, which means he's not guaranteed to take control of the board of directors. And that's it? Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I forgot the part that Duella is now engaged to the other girl.
Oh, and as winner of the duel, she gets to be engaged. This is a This rule made more sense in Utena, where it was magic, and not so much here.
Well, of all the stupid controversies that came out, no one pointed out, it's like, the winner gets the girl. She is a literal trophy. Just nobody seems to do it. Like, okay, fine. We're just gonna push past that and say it's all about lesbian hate, but we'll move on.
It's right now they're playing the Yuri for comedy, and I like that.
Yeah. Well, let's get into this. First off, I'm gonna look at my big pad of notes because last week I sounded stupid because I go, what was that? I actually took notes this week. You're so proud of me, I can tell. First off, I am 100% convinced that Gundam is an AI now. She talks to the thing quite literally in the first episode. We're almost here, and the thing lights up like a Christmas tree. I'm like, that's odd. It's like I'm pretty sure that's an AI now. She get near the end of the episode, and that Gundam stands still, and the bits wreck the other guy. She gets in it, and she calls that Gundam, basically family. We were raised together. That's what she says, literally. No, we were raised together. They're like, what do you mean you were raised together? It's a robot. And then she says, basically, she doesn't even pilot the thing. She gets in and says, that guy, toast him. And the Gundam says, okay, block it. And just butchers his butt.
Just shreds him.
I
And
mean, it is
you're not wrong.
embarrassing.
Your instincts are right. Okochi released, I don't know where. I should have looked this up or made a note, but the fact is that there is a bit of short fiction set between the prologue and now that is written from the Errol's perspective. It's just almost like log entries, but it's
Right.
smarter than like a black box recorder. It is
Right.
AI-ish.
Yeah. I'm getting Zone of the Enders vibes. Like this thing's gonna start out as very robotic, very no emotion, protect your pilot, that kind of thing. And by the time we get to the end, this thing's gonna be not quite sentient, but blurs the line a little bit.
Zone of the Enders or Chamber from Gargantia. I'm gonna keep mentioning Gargantia on this show. That might be your drinking game too.
Okay. Let's see. What else did I write? Not a badass. She is. You can tell that, like Mercury is apparently the backwoods of this time. Is like considering where Mercury is. I'm surprised people can live there, but fine, whatever. But
It,
it's gonna be a little
yeah,
hot.
it might be like one basement
Maybe
apartment, as it were.
maybe it's one particular colony slash space station staying on the dark side of Mercury the whole time. I don't know. That's how I rationalized it in my head. But still, backwoods. She obviously hasn't hung out with a bunch of people. Mom has kept her in isolation. She's using a fake name. Her Gundam is like, is that the same Gundam as last time? Yes, it is. It's just with a new paint job. It's like, this is apparently Superman logic where you just change the way it looks slightly and everyone goes, what's that? I don't know. But yeah.
It looks different enough. There's a
It
lot of
reminds,
changes.
when the flying in, I kept thinking of like, that reminds me a lot of the XS, the EXS, if it lost a lot of weight.
I like it. It's got like thick thighs and a broad chest, and everything else is really narrow, and I like that. I like that
Yeah.
sort of off balance.
And I'm digging. At first, I wasn't quite sure about how that AI or how the circuits in the thing, not psycho frame is what I'm calling it,
Yeah.
how the not psycho frame would look. But now that I see it, it's like, okay, I kind of like it because the bits are not, or the funnels or whatever you want to call them, dragoons, are literally just pieces of the armor, just pop off and just obliterate the guy. And it's also the shield.
Yeah, like recombining to be the shield and that eye field effect. Oh god, that was so pretty. Just so good
You know,
looking.
all it bounces off and ooh, that was a beautifully animated part. The animation in this is full stop, really, really good. But jumping ahead, that was the most delicious friggin' tomato I've ever seen in my life.
This is
My
why
God,
you get
that
the guy
tomato.
that worked on Food Wars to do
I know, right?
this.
Like that was a friggin' amazing tomato. Like I'm not even a huge fan of tomatoes. Like slice that thing up, put it on a burger right now.
Well, someone made it look like a hand fruit.
I know. I'm just saying. I mean, that was amazing. Like, give me the veggie, give me the tomato, please. I want the tomato. It's a 2D tomato. I don't care. Give it anyway.
Yeah.
But back where we were, Horobots.
Oh, so many good Haros. So many good Haros.
She got lost. She asked Haro where to go. She bowed to the Haro. That made me happy in ways I can't quite explain.
Camera drone Haro.
We had
Motorcycle
scooter.
drone
We had
Haro.
scooter. If they don't have a scooter Haro by Christmas, I think we've all made a mistake in our lives. We all need scooter Haro in our lives. Just admit it.
I mean, they're already selling the figurizes of Suletta. Just add the Haro bike for
No, no, no,
that,
no,
right?
no, no, no. I don't want a scale. I want an actual Haro bike. Just give me an electric scooter and put a Haro on it. It doesn't have to be functional. It can just say random Haro phrases. Rent those
Okay,
out in Japan and you will make a mint. Just saying.
that's
Put those,
the new bike share in Tokyo is just
yeah,
these.
just put those at one end of Akihabara and then the ending station down the other. You can make money hand over fist. I'm just saying.
I buy that.
I'm calling this school Mecha Hogwarts until further notice. The only thing is an owl didn't, invite them to come, but that's Mecha Hogwarts.
Yeah, well, the letter probably came on a Haro.
Everything is decided by. My God, I can't unsee that now. The horror just kind of flies in. It's got a note in its mouth. Anyway, everything is decided by duels. You have to chop off the other person's antenna for a win. whoever is in charge of the school is the top dueler. Plus, you get a free bride, who is an heir to a rich fortune. But okay, sure, whatever. But apparently, everything is focused around this. Plus, they say, okay, this isn't just for pilots. We've got mechanics. We've got, you know, strategists. We got everything you're going to need for a military school. But the top dogs are the pilots, and whoever's the best pilot is the best. They're in charge to a certain extent. But yeah, it's Mecha Hogwarts. Let's call it what it is.
Definitely. Like, that is a vibe they are pushing on. For sure. Um, I do want to go back to the Satina Connection because I was primed for, the first episode of Utena to happen all over again, and there are three definite plot points that are, yeah, Utena. One even happens in a greenhouse. But the character dynamics are so different. Like, Anthi and Mirorin are exact opposites, and I love that. Like, I
Yeah.
love Mirorin's character. Yeah, she's maybe a bit stock tsundere, but that's so different from Anthi. And then you compare that to Suletta, Eri, being just like awkward and sincere, as opposed to Utena's very
I'm,
brash, very assertive figure. That in those inversions are so good.
I was getting severe. You're going to be annoyed with me for bringing this in, but Atherin Kira vibes. Kira's the quiet one. He's so sweet. He's so nice. Atherin's going to kick your ass 6 ways from Sunday, but they like each other. We've Now, is it a perfect analogy? No, but there are some similarities there. When I first saw her, I was like, is that our Atherin character? It seems like our Atherin character. Granted, the big difference is you put her in a mobile suit, she has no freaking clue what she's doing. This could be because, by all accounts, Gundams are extinct, which, by the way, we found out they're called Gund Arms, which makes more sense.
Yeah.
Just shorten it. So Gundams are extinct, and then this thing pops up, and they're like, we thought we destroyed those.
Well, only one person clocks it as a Gundam. Um, the one kid reading Schopenhauer.
Go back. Charlie just decided to interrupt me.
Yeah. So the one kid reading Schopenhauer. Blink and you'll miss that.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I wrote him in my notes is guy at dueling club reminds me of Sephiroth, and kind of like
Haircut.
Sephiroth. Yeah, and kind of like Sephiroth is like he knows more about what's going on than most do.
Um, one thing I want to say is the Delans is great. I love that thing. I realize it just gets shredded, but I like it. It's chunky and
I
purple and has a
where
stupid pole arm.
where the fuck do you get a feather that big?
That has to be like some sort of like nylon fake feather, right?
I'm just saying the feather is the size of a city bus, and when it gets chopped in half, it goes into a bunch of itty bitty little feathers. So you mean somewhere some poor bastard has to sew a whole bunch of feathers together to make a big ass bus size feather?
Yep.
That
That
poor bastard. That that's the guy. That's the guy at Mecha Hogwarts who either has to do that or clean the toilets. He's like, well, I'll let the Haros clean the toilets. I'll build a damn feather.
Haro seamstress spinning out fake feathers the size of a house.
And the Haro is wearing tiny little glasses and a wig
Yep.
because of course it does. But anyway, yeah, we get the idea of first off, anyone else look at Ghoul and go, oh look, it's asshole Chibbity Crockett.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like this is Chibbity's, strange cousin Frank, who's a jackass. Yeah, they went out of his way to make him a jerk, and I'll freely admit I laughed out loud when he's being mean to his fiancee, quote unquote, and Satilla's just like, anyone gonna help her? Anyone gonna intervene? And he's being and he's fine. Comes over and swats him on the ass. Did you just spank him?
It is unclear if she smacked him upside the head or across the butt.
Oh no, that was a two cheek shot. You know that.
Like his reaction is grabbing the butt, but like her swing is high. So I don't know. There might have been a
Okay.
miscommunication between the storyboard guys
Okay,
and whoever
she,
else.
she was aiming for crack and she hit it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
going with. She went high on the aim just to make sure she got it, and she got it. Plus, if you hit in the back of the head, you don't get that smack sound. She smacked that ass. That's exactly what I wrote on my notes. Smack that ass. And the other thing I thought was interesting was when I first saw her, I was like, she said, "Mom sent me here." I'm like, oh, is Mom dead? And then later she goes, "Mom sent me here to become more powerful for Mercury." I'm like, okay, she's not plotting revenge, but Mom is.
Yeah. Like I think the line "go ahead to gain two," that's like a lot of survivor's guilt talking right there.
Oh yeah, Charlie, I'm gonna put you outside in a minute.
All right, Pupper, cool it. Um,
I'm gonna give him a chew toy. 1 second.
yep. So something I so in the lead up to the duel is
There we go.
that they still say permits. They say permits are active on the Delanza. So maybe just a little bit full of shit, Mr. Delling, on your principles. If permits that cybernetics is still active 10 years later, right? Maybe just a little.
But yeah, the like I said, that ending where she gets in the pilot, she gets in the Gundam, and the Gundam's, and she basically says, I think she says beforehand, no, the Gundam and I were raised together. You're like, hmm. She gets in that Gundam. You notice she just kind of puts her hands on the controls. She doesn't seem to do much. The Gundam then pops the shield. The Gundam just stands up, stands perfectly still. Everything swings around it and just butchers that guy like cattle. I mean, it is just bad. It's like, okay, the AI is just doing whatever. Because remember back when she was a little kid, she literally pointed at the
Point,
thing. It's like,
point,
oh, look,
point.
I'm shit. Point, and the gun went, okay, boom, boom, boom. All right, anybody else? I think that's literally what she does. She less pilots, more says, that guy, fuck him up. The gun goes, okay.
For sure.
I'm cursing a lot today.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm usually more family friendly, but oh well.
I will flip the E tag on in the audio version. That'll be what happens. Uh, do I have any other notes? No, this show continues to look very good and sound very good, and I really like this episode.
Yeah, me too. Can we go wild speculation now, which I'm sure to be wrong?
Fire away.
This this is a lot of the criticism, not controversy. Criticism is like this is a little too happy, a little too friendly, school drama, harem nonsense. I'm like, yeah, but this is Gundam. So at some point, things are going to go bad fast.
Well, we
And
got
and
our
they are.
two scenes of boardroom subterfuge, right?
Yes. And I remind everyone, guys, they're in a colony. What happens to people and Gundams in colonies in Gundam?
It's very pretty
This is not
colony. Bad things will happen to it.
right. This is very nice. This is very pretty. And a Gundam's inside it.
Well,
That never ends well. Even like stuff like age, that doesn't end well.
I I jump back to Diver's Re-Rise, right? 13 episodes of building up the team in the MMO. Like, just, we gotta figure ourselves out to do teamwork, and then they pull the rug, right, at episode 13. I think they're building to a rug pull. How
Yes,
about
I don't think.
that?
I think 13's a little low. I think we'll get a little higher than that. But yes, it's like you do realize like what they're setting up, right? Like I can just see the writing on the wall. Oh, it's so happy. It's so pretty. It's kind of comedy-ish. It's all like there's something under the layers here if you're paying attention. Corporations, mom in the background, stronger Mercury, that Sephiroth dude who's like, that's a Gundam. Those are supposed to be dead. And it's like, no, 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 no. You're looking at the fluff. Get down to the
Something's gonna go
base.
down. Something's going down.
The ball has started rolling down a hill, and you don't want to know what that ball is made of.
Yep.
So, controversy, if you
Controversy
want to call
one.
it that.
Easy
Okay.
one is this episode launched on Crunchyroll with the subtitles out of sync.
It's the first friggin' episode.
Stuff happens.
If this happens like on episode 12 and it's been happening all the time, then you can start bitching and moaning. Give them a mulligan.
Yeah.
They're not going to get it perfect out of the gate.
Like the YouTube version that went out to Ansan, like Southeast Asia, Pacific Islands, wherever Crunchyroll doesn't have the rights. They delayed it by a number of hours, probably to fix this problem.
Right.
So we'll give them it.
If you,
Stuff
hey,
happens.
I'm going to be crotchety old man here. Back in our day, you're crotchety old too now, by the way, Scott. Back in our day, we were lucky if we got to see it the next day with subtitles.
I will
And the
point
subtitles
out,
were
I will
usually
point
crap.
out that I watched Utena on VHS. How about that?
Oh.
That's how old I am.
Okay, kids. VHS was what came before DVDs, and DVDs came before digital.
Yeah, something like that.
VHS, video recording software, I believe.
Yeah.
Visual high definition. I don't know. Point is, it was old, and so are we.
Magnetic goddamn tape.
That could unfold, and you had to wind it back up again. You get a big ass screwdriver,
Or
you
like
just
a
get like a
butter
paper clip.
knife.
Yeah, there you go. That works too.
Yep.
I used one of those big thick paper clips. That always worked.
Oh, those were it. Yeah. So,
Controversy numero dos.
Yep. Lesbians in space. Ooh.
Because that's the first time we've ever seen like something like that in anime.
Oh man, it would be shame if there was some sort of gender non-conforming bisexual icon who was a revolutionary girl who dueled men that inspired this show. No, nah, could never happen. 2022 is too woke.
Well, I don't like. It's like first off, we don't know that's what's going to happen. Yeah, they played it up like that.
Well,
It's
it's being played for laughs right now.
Right. Right, and if you look at Satella, she's like, "You're a girl," and she's like, "Yeah, your point." It's like she may not be gay, guys. She may just be like, "Oh, oops."
Yeah. We'll see if they
Either
introduce any male love interests for
Now-
either
now-
of them, right?
Let's put it this way: if we have a full episode, it's them going on a date, and there's no mecha involved, and they get all lovey-dovey, and they go on a date, and it's all happy, and they kiss at the end, and it fades to black. Then you can bitch and moan. Until then, shut the hell up.
Actually, what they need to do is admit their love for each other and then dance like so hard that it explodes the bad guy. That's what.
With rainbows and sparkles and unicorns.
Yep.
And it's DDR music. Has to be DDR music.
I was thinking a tango with a really loud horn section, but you know,
To each his own.
Yeah. Uh, Controversy 3 is the split cores. This is the first time we've had a single quarter split in a Gundam show, but it appears they've been planning that since 2020 because plague
2020,
year.
because 2020 sucked and
Yeah,
2021 sucked. I mean, I know there's a podcast about the show, but like everyone's complaining, we don't have any Gundams this year. We don't have any Master Grades. Yeah, you realize it takes like a year or two to plan it, right? Rewind the clock about a year.
and it's hard to find vinyl, literally just vinyl right
Right.
now. You,
Things are still kind of a mess. We're putting it back together slowly, but it's a mess. But
yeah.
anyway,
So there's
but yeah,
that. They
but
seem to
yeah,
have planned that ahead.
a Gundam show with a break near the middle. Who would have thunk it?
Well, that's it. Since Double O, there's been a break at 26, right? We've had that a few
Right.
times. A break at 13 is new, but not unprecedented.
So they take a little break in between the first block of speed one. Big friggin' deal.
Yeah.
I
What that
think
means
all
for
things.
us is that so in between the two blocks, they have announced that they will do TV recuts of Hathaway, NT, and one of the T-Bolts. I think T-Bolt 1. If those TV recuts end up streaming in North America, we'll review those week to week, no interruptions to us. If we don't get those recuts, we base it on the ones we have on discs, and we just do that alternate weeks or or monthly, whatever makes more sense for us, right? That's our plan.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Too far ahead to plan for. But yes, to recap the controversies. Controversy number one, stop bitching. Controversy number two, stop bitching. Controversy number three, stop bitching. I think that about covers it.
Yep. All right. So that has been us for this week. Tune in, same podcast time, same podcast channel
No.
for
Wait. We got to do it the right way. We got to do it. Next time. Turn in next week. Same jab time. Same jab channel.
all right.
I apologize for that. That sounded a lot better in my head. I'm going to shut up now.